Okay, for TG's morning stream, coffee in hand, ready to go. So my thumbnail today pretty much illustrates what we are seeing in the news and on TV regarding the Supreme Court justice pick. So I have kind of a dual topic this morning. First, ask and you shall receive, and then and you shall receive. That's what it says. Shall receive. That's not a blanket ATM machine or anything, but it is certainly a valid statement, biblical in nature. And then the other is I listed the definition of supreme. And that is quite interesting. Supreme, an adjective. First definition is highest in rank or authority, paramount, sovereign, chief. Second, of the highest quality, degree, character, importance, etc. Supreme courage is an example. And the third, greatest, utmost, or extreme, supreme disgust is the example there. So I think that depending upon where you come down on the aisle, we are seeing all of that this morning. It's crazy. I heard Terry McAuliffe, who was the governor of Virginia, how that happened, I will never know. But nonetheless, he was at one point basically a water boy for the Clintons, was the governor of Virginia, and said that millions of lives are at stake with the pick of this Supreme Court justice. That is, I mean, that's your hair is on fire running down the street kind of stuff. I mean, it's just insane. Millions of lives are in jeopardy, are in danger because of the Supreme Court justice. The pick, just the pick. It just blows my mind how disingenuous all this stuff is. The only way that you could be intellectually honest and say that millions of lives are in the balance with the pick of this Supreme Court justice is if you counted the possibility of the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the millions of lives that will be saved due to the lack of abortion in this country. So that's just it's just insane, and I have for a long time really been it just disgusts me that everything boils down to a single issue. You would think that the Supreme Court has nothing else to do but argue and battle over abortion, and there are so many other things facing our country, and so many other decisions that have to come down, and for decades the left has been stacking the judiciary with hardcore left-leaning to the point of socialistic judges, not just in the Supreme Court, but on the appellate level and all the way on down the line. So this is something that Trump has been doing that's been kind of quiet and not kind of under the radar and not really being seen. But he has appointed dozens and dozens and dozens of judges at the lower level in the lower level courts, and that's having a profound effect on the judiciary. And the court is not there to legislate. It's not their function. Not what they do. They are there to interpret, but not to make law, not to legislate. And that's, I think, what we're getting back to with some of these appointments. Some of them have gone. I mean, if you go back and look at the arguments for some of the judges who are currently sitting, that were made during their confirmation process. You know, they were gonna burn down the world and set everybody's hair on fire and kill millions of people too. So you know, it's just ridiculous that the arguments go immediately to the extreme. I mean, before they even knew who the pick was, they knew they were going to. I mean, the narrative would have been exactly the same, no matter who he picked, with the exception of going with, you know, Bernie Sanders or something, you know. So there's just no winning in that regard. And go back if you haven't, go to my Facebook page. I know we're on YouTube and Facebook, so you know, don't forget to subscribe, give me the likes on Facebook, hearts and shares and all that stuff. But go to the Facebook page, scroll down, and look at that video from PragerU I posted yesterday from a liberal. Very good video, and a very, you know, reasoned, thought out, sane, rational opinion from someone on the left that I can get on board with and I can agree with. It's just we don't have to be this divisive. And this whole battle over the Supreme Court is just lunacy. So hats off to Terry, the water boy for Bill and Hillary for so many years, Terry McAuliffe. Hats off, Mr. McAuliffe, for furthering the extremes and the ridiculous rhetoric surrounding the Supreme Court justice. So then we're going to move into ask and ye shall receive. So I have a project that I'm working on. We're working on some web-based business, and we're launching 3 websites. 3 websites, yeah, and they are sort of online blog, magazine, review type sites. And I put out a request for some services, web developers, front end web developers, WordPress, that kind of thing. And it just was remarkable. You know, I must have 50 or 100 people that I need to get back with and address and look at their content and look at their examples and their pages and everything. It has just been just a deluge. I put it out on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and it has I've just been deluged with people who want to help out with the project. Now, of course, all for a fee. So you know, I'm looking to hire some people to do that. So that's interesting as well. But I'll tell you what, you ask for it and you will get it. Without question. And, you know, that's just in that one little example I asked, and boy, did I receive just gobs and gobs and gobs of referrals. I've got probably more than I'll ultimately be able to even get to and look at, but a ton of them for sure. And on the other side of that equation, it's not necessarily, you know, like I said, it's not, like I said in the beginning, it's not an ATM card. It's not an ask and you shall receive, and I need $100 and it just falls out of the sky kind of thing. You know, ask and you shall receive is very specific. In the Bible, it talks about the fact that you know, you do everything you can and he'll do what you can't. So if you're at home sitting on the couch, you know, asking for somebody to give you something, you know, it's not going to work out. But if you're working, if you're you know, pursuing a goal, working towards something, putting in all the effort you can do, you do everything you can, and he'll do what you can't. That's the way I was taught. Ask and you shall receive works biblically, and I've found that to be true. You know, when you work hard, when you do everything that you can. And then you know, throughout the whole process, you ask for help and ask for assistance from your Heavenly Father or whatever higher power you have. Then that is an opportunity for Him to step in and do what you can, as long as He sees you're making as extreme an effort as you can then he will step in and do what you can't. So ask and ye shall receive, and it works in many ways, on many levels, in all kinds of ways. And be careful what you ask for, because he will give you what you ask for. I remember a pastor, a very, very wonderful pastor I had, Pastor Ranch, a while back, who has since passed away, gone to be with the Lord. But he used to say that people would come to him about patience, and ask him to pray for them to have patience with people, and he would always caution them on that. He would say, you don't do you think that God's just going to give you patience, just miraculously, boom, you now have patience? Or do you think he's going to put you in situations which allow you to build that skill of patience, of being patient? And that's the way it works in many cases. When you pray for patience, you will not just be bestowed with a patient heart all of a sudden. You will find yourself in situation after situation after situation, which requires you to be patient. And most people don't understand that when they first get into it, first start down the journey there. But so be careful what you ask for, because you will get it in many cases. So. That's it for this morning. Got a busy morning. Got to head down to the accountant's office, sign off on some tax returns for one of the businesses, and got to take Mom down to help with that. And maybe we're going to go grab some lunch and do some interesting stuff. So I guess we'll wrap it up there for this morning, this edition of TG's Morning Stream. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for being a part of this project that we're doing here. And remember to like, to share, subscribe, to hit the notification bell, whatever platform you're watching on, Facebook or YouTube. Feel free to spread it out if you found any value in it, got anything out of it, or know anybody that you think might be able to benefit from the message today. Please share that with them. And we will talk to you tomorrow. And remember, as always, doesn't matter whether you